everything you need to know to become a resident in Costa Rica. We're going to talk about your border runs, your healthcare, the ins, the outs, the do's, the don'ts, the yes and the no's. You ready? I'm ready. All right, guys, so this is what we're going to explain. First, I'm going to give you a general basic rundown of what the time frame is for you to become a permanent resident in Costa Rica. So when you first apply to become a resident in Costa Rica, it can take anywhere from 6 up to 10 months to get your temporary status. When you have your paperwork while you're waiting to become a temporary resident in Costa Rica, keep a copy of the paperwork in your glove box in your car. So if you do get pulled over or anything happens, because you're supposed to leave the country every 6 months, and we're going to explain that after too, if you have the paperwork, you do not have to leave the country. You can stay because you're in the process. Now, when you become a temporary resident of Costa Rica, this is where the CAHA kicks in. CAHA is a universal basic health care in Costa Rica. You're going to pay CAHA for the first 3 years depending on the category that you decide to choose when becoming a resident in Costa Rica. After 3 years, you can apply for permanent residency. And we're going to explain the benefits of becoming a permanent resident. And we're also going to explain to you at the end what you'll be paying as a permanent resident here in Costa Rica. Here we go. We're going to start with the 3 different types of residency so you can make the move here to Costa Rica and become part of Costa Rica. Category number 1, pensionado. Now, pensionado is for the retirees. Somebody that decides they want to move to Costa Rica, but they're on a limited budget. You have to make a minimum of $1,000 a month in your pension for both you and your spouse. This will allow you for your CAHA payment to be roughly around $150 to $200 a month. You cannot work in Costa Rica, but you can own a company in Costa Rica and you can employ the local Costa Ricans. Category number 2, rentista. Now, rentista is a category that if you do not invest into Costa Rica, you're not old enough to collect a pension. Now, the laws have changed on rentista. You have to show that you have $60,000 adequate enough sitting in your bank account to allow you to submit as a rentista. Here's the catchy part of this though. Your CAHA payment will be $595 to $600 a month for the first 3 years. It applies the same as the pensionado. You're not allowed to be working under an employer in Costa Rica, but you are allowed to open up a corporation and own a business in Costa Rica. Category number 3, this is my favorite category. It's an investor, and I'm not saying that because we're brokers and we own a real estate company here in Costa Rica. Little hint, hint. But why I'm saying that is an investor category for the first 3 years, your CAHA payment will be a minimal of $60 up to $110 per family. Now, what is an investor category? An investor category is you have to invest a minimum of $150,000 into real estate in Costa Rica that cannot be moved out of Costa Rica. An example, it could be a business, it could be land, or it can actually be a house in Costa Rica. This will categorize you as an investor. At the end of 3 years, once you become a permanent resident, your CAHA payment will be reduced anywhere between $60 to $75 a month for you and your whole family, as long as your kids are under the age of 18 years old. We have one more category. I don't categorize it under the 3 main categories to become a resident in Costa Rica, because technically this is a little bit of a gray area. It's called digital nomad. A digital nomad will give you up to 1 year, but you have to prove that you have an online business that's making you anywhere sufficient amount of money from $3,000 to $4,000 a month to allow you to be able to get a digital nomad visa for the year, then you can reapply. It's not only for self-employed, even if you're being employed by somebody, that will also allow you to get a digital nomad visa. Just remember though, when you get a digital nomad visa, it does not allow you to apply it to become a resident in Costa Rica. So it is a completely different category on its own. Now, let's talk about border runs. Most important here. A lot of people don't want to become a resident in Costa Rica. What they do want to do is they want to take the comforts and the lifestyle of Costa Rica without actually obtaining the residency. You must do a border run. Now, to do a border run, you can go to Nicaragua, you can go to Panama, you can go to Mexico, you can go to Colombia. You have to leave the country. It could be a minimum of 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. When upon arrival back into Costa Rica, you must show a return ticket to the origin of country that you were from. So like AKA example, I'm from Canada. So I'd have to have a return ticket to Canada exactly dated for 6 months to allow me to have a visa to re-enter the country every 6 months. And we do have tips on how to do this without dishing out too much money out of your pocket. Now, I know we touched the basics when it came to CAHA. Now, CAHA in Costa Rica is a universal basic healthcare. Once you apply for temporary status and you get your temporary DMIX card, everybody has to pay into the system, regardless if you use it or not. It does have a lot of advantages though. You do get residency prices on domestic flights, hotels, where you want to stay. There are a lot of discounts and advantages of becoming a resident of Costa Rica. The other nice thing about CAHA with the public healthcare system here any pre-existing conditions that you may have medically will also be covered underneath the CAHA system. So there are a lot of advantages to having the CAHA here in Costa Rica. All right, guys, the floodgates are open. Now, you're enticed. You want to know more about Costa Rica, you want to know more about the categories, click on the link below. Download our free 44-page ebook, or hey, why not have a one-on-one call with me? I look forward to hearing from you, and I can't wait to see you on the other side here in Costa Rica.